ever walk into a thrift store hoping that you might find something special, and then right in front of you is a Dell XPS T450 for $16? Well, this happened to me, and the funny part was I didn't even know at the time what I was looking at. I just knew I was looking at an old slot one system, and I didn't. This is when I first got into this, and I didn't know how special this computer was and why it was special. So, if you want to join me, we're going to clean this up, and then we're going to get Windows 98 installed, and we're going to go to Phil's computer lab. We're going to grab all the drivers we need. I'm going to install the Aureal Vortex 2 in this as as that lately has been my go-to sound card, and we're going to get the TNT 2 or the TNT up and going. So before we do that, let's boot it up and make sure it works. Hey, that first boot, that looks great. Dell XPS T450, 450 Mhz Pentium 3, 256 megabytes of RAM, which is a good amount to get started. And look at that, no operating system found. So let's go to Phil's computer lab. Let's get some chipset drivers. We got to go and get Intel chipset drivers for the 440 BX chipset. Grab that. And then Phil also has the video card drivers, but you can also, I believe you can even go to NVIDIA's website and grab them. But I always go to Phil's computer lab. I know the drivers there are safe, and I know I'm getting stuff that is good. Vogons is also a good resource for drivers. So here we have the Aureal Vortex 2 drivers. I'm going to grab those. I'm just going to grab these and see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll try one of the other ones. Need to grab DirectX 6, 7, 8, and 8.1. And here, Windows 98, go to WinWorld. Grab the latest ISO. I'm going to grab this one. And I've never had any issues with this. What makes this such an awesome find? What makes this such an awesome find is it has a legendary 440 BX chipset. It supports up to 768 megabytes of RAM, which you probably will never need more than 512 with this particular system. The upgradability of this is amazing. It comes with a Pentium 3 450, which is the first Pentium 3. You can upgrade this all the way up to, I've read you can upgrade this to all the way up to a 1.2 gigahertz Celeron if you have one of those compatible slot kit CPUs. I don't have one, unfortunately. This is part one, so gonna upgrade this, get new video card, new processor, upgrade the RAM. But what makes this particular system so awesome is the 440 BX chipset, the fact that it has a 2x AGP slot. And you might think, well, why do you want a 2x and not 8x AGP slot or something higher end like a Pentium 4? And I thought that too. And then I realized that some of the older video cards, particularly the 3DFX cards, are not compatible with anything higher than a universal 4x AGP slot. And if you notice that I recently had on my channel had an M1000 from Gateway that had a universal AGP slot, and that's why those particular boards fetch such a high price, because the compatibility for a Windows 98 machine is so much more. And usually those systems have an ISA slot. Like this particular one has one ISA slot. It has PCI, and then it can literally run any AGP card ever made, as far as I know. And that makes it unique. And the fact that this can run any slot 1 CPU, as far as I know, up to 100 megahertz frontside bus. So you can run a Pentium 2, a Pentium 3 up to 1 gigahertz. And if you are lucky enough to find the Pentium 3 1 gigahertz, which fetches a hefty price, it'll run on this. And also if you get lucky enough to find one of the slot kits with a 1.2 gigahertz Celeron. But I mean, look at the upgradability for this. It's insane. Like, you could go all the way down to I don't know what the lowest end Pentium 2 is, maybe around 233 megahertz, all the way up to a 1.2 gigahertz Celeron or a Pentium 3 1 gigahertz processor, which is amazing. Some of those parts are unobtainium at this point, but I was lucky. Sometimes you go out to a thrift store or a garage sale, or you're just browsing Facebook Marketplace, and you just get lucky sometimes. And I think that's part of the thrill. And I found this when I first started, and I've been meaning to make this video for a very long time at this point. But here we are. Found this system for $16. It's a Dell XPS T450. It's got a 2x AGP slot. Came with a TNT Diamond Viper video card. The onboard sound on here is Yamaha, which I have not been able to get to work yet. Anyone knows how to get that to work, let me know, because I have tried and have not been successful. The nice thing also about Dell's is they also have drivers and BIOS and manuals, and it's easier to find information on these systems. And that just it makes it just that much better to not even to collect for, but just to build like a retro battle station for you to enjoy your old games on if you're into physical hardware. And if you're lucky enough to find something like this, you buy it, especially for a decent price and for the reasons why that I've talked about. So let's get into it. So I'm going to speed the rest of this install up. We're going to, and if you want to see anything specific, you could just slow down the playback, and that helps you out with your install if you're trying to get your own retro battle station up and running. We're going to finish installing Windows 98, and we're going to give this Dell a good cleaning, and then we're going to install drivers and try to see if this thing will benchmark. We're going to have some background audio by Karl Casey from Whitebat Audio. Link in the description. Go ahead and check out his channel. Very cool stuff. He allows you to use any of his music. Well, that was fun. We got it up and running. We got some benchmarks. I hope you enjoyed watching this Dell XPS T450 restoration video. There are going to be more videos. This is just going to be part one. I'm going to upgrade the video card, CPU, and I'll post benchmarks and the process of how I got it up and running. I hope this helps some of you out there trying to restore your own. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.